Pastels production.
Hello, bonjour, hola, and welcome to my channel, The Risque Artiste. It's your girl, Denisha, and I'm here with another painting. Well, actually, it's my first painting on this channel. I've been calling myself the Risque Artist, and I'm pretty sure you guys have been wondering, okay, where's the art? So here is one of my pieces that I have finally captured a recording of myself doing from start to finish. And when I say that this process has been long, I mean, this process has been long. Okay. This was definitely not a painting that was started and finished within a week. It's definitely been months, if not probably a year. I know I started on this painting way before I moved to a new location, and then some things got pushed back with my schedule, and then a lot of other life happened, and I'm back. So, and I started off with using soft pastels that I didn't really like, and then I had to go back over it again with some pastels that I did find on Amazon. So I'm going to be sharing the process from start to finish with you guys, and all of the products that I've used, some of the techniques that I'm using, and I will be sure to list everything in the description box just in case, hey, you want to experiment with some oil pastels. I don't know if I said soft pastels, but they are oil pastels. That is what I'm using today from RTX. Um, so yeah, this is the beginning of a journey into behind the art. Um, so today, along with sharing that process with you all, I'm also going to be diving deep into some inner topics, inner discussions on identifying our needs, our deep inner needs, instead of continuously outsourcing that to other people, places, and things. Because we definitely, myself included, and hence probably why this painting has taken so long to get finished, is because I've been deviating from the main source, which is me. And the interesting thing is, when I'm painting, I always think of really deep topics, like, and correlate them to my painting. Like, a lot of thoughts comes up and I'm processing it through my painting, and it's just like this therapeutic process for me. And sometimes I avoid that. I don't know why I avoid sometimes, like, just being in that soft space with myself of deep thought, and well, deep thought while I'm actually, like, working on something, instead of just being distracted constantly by outward things, whether it's scrolling, whether it's, worrying about another person, or, you know, being tired from work, or wanting to start another project. Basically just staying focused. So yes, we're going to dive deep into some topics, and I'm hoping, it is my hope that you all will feel inspired and, get something from this along with enjoying the process of this painting. And y'all, I really don't know what I'm going to name him. Like, I really don't. And it's so funny because the backstory from this is, a while ago I was on online dating, and you know how you're just always swiping right. And so I came across this guy, and I'm like, "Oh, he's really, cute." And he had locks, and they were placed on top of his head, in a specific way. And I was like, "Oh, that's so cool. I never seen that." And so I was like, "Oh, I should sketch him." Now, mind you, I never talked to this man. But I was inspired, I was inspired. I just think that there's something so powerful about black men with locks, especially very thick, full locks. Like, it's just so beautiful, especially when they're done up in different styles. And so that was my inspiration for this. And that's where I started. I have no clue. Of course, I did make some tweaks to it, um, and added my own flair to him. So hey, you never know if you're going to end up on my channel as the centerpiece. I often do find inspiration from people in my art. So yeah, I love to do figure art. I do like to do faces. This is actually the first time that I've done an actual face, because usually I focus on a lot of other things around the face instead of the face directly. So as you can see, like, I do have like a little patch that's covering his other eye. I love to add like different dynamics to the actual picture. I don't want to create it in its full realistic form. I like to add a little extra to it, to the imagination. So yeah, um this is a very long intro. But yeah, so I'm hoping that you guys really do enjoy my video today. Please feel free to leave in the comments what you think I should name this painting. What should his name be? Like, I'm interested to see some of the ideas that you guys may have. And you never know, I'll ask you, like, hey, is it okay if I use that? So yeah, so this is definitely the original painting that I'm doing now, and it is a 18 by 24 on heavyweight acid-free paper. Um, and I will have art prints available too at my website, www dot risque therisqueartist.com. Okay, and so you can go up there if you want to purchase this original, if you want to purchase some art prints, it will definitely be there. Okay, so uh so just sit back, relax, enjoy, get your wine, get your, whatever, your vape, your blanket, whatever it is that you need to get comfy, and let's dive deep and let's vibe. So come along, chill, relax, and I'll see you guys on the other side. this, and then I'm gonna use my blending tool, but I have to make sure that I turn it different ways so that I don't mix the colors together that does not need to be mixed. So on one side, I have like this rust brown, so I'm gonna use the other side for this green. Sometimes when the colors mix, I can use the same one. And so I just use like gentle strokes, on these. But it may be a little like janky because I did use like the wax pastels, and I had got those from like Walmart. I just wanted to experiment with them. And at first, like, they were working because the majority of this is done with the wax pastels. And then I discovered the RTX soft oil pastels, and so I went over it with that. And I also have these Artico all pastels, and I just got this one like in black and white. And so the cool thing about this is they can be mixed with actual linseed oil, and it gives it like, it's just like so like fluid. And that's what I did this with, and just so amazing. So I really really like that. I like to give just a little bit of the technical background, with my artwork, just in case, you're interested in going out. And so with the RTX box, I actually have my stuff on there, but with those part pastels, which I don't know if the camera's going to zoom in, but RTX, I ordered those from Amazon, and they came in a timely manner. So, and I've just been using these. I will say they do go fast depending on how much artwork you're doing, how often you're using them. So it definitely does help to probably get like an extra box. So I will be looking, even though I got like the 72 count, so I got the large one. So I do, but using this blending tool definitely does help like smooth it out so that I don't have to use like too much of my products, and I can just like go in and just like patch some stuff up. And I'm just applying like minimum pressure for this. And I'm gonna go back over all of these and get out some of the these white spots, these patches. But it doesn't look bad. I mean, it actually adds like some more character to it, but I just want it to be like more like filled in. So I did this like a little bit ago. So this has kind of like dried. So that's why I'm going over it also with another layer. Now, if I wanted to blend it with other colors, this would definitely be the time to do that. But I really, really love, 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 love using these pastels. It is just so amazing. And it is doing everything that I wanted to do, like with my colors. Because I've used acrylic paints before, and I've also used oils. I've used watercolors. Like, I've experimented with a lot. And I love being able to blend my colors together, even though you don't see me blending right now. But I have other paintings where I love, love, love to blend colors. And I love the boldness of this. And so, as you can see, like, it only took pretty much just maybe like maybe like 2 layers, and I can get this painting done like in a day. I don't have to wait for it to dry. I don't I don't have to come back and put another layer over it. It's just kind of like, once I finish this, like, this is it. And I love that, because sometimes I get distracted and I'm just like, okay, I've been working on this for a long time and I have not finished. And then by the time I come back to it, I'm like, I don't like that. So I like to get things done while I'm in the space to like get them done. I guess it's kind of like a gift and a curse, huh? Pastels. And I haven't like experimented with a lot of soft pastels, but this by far is the best ones. I do want to try other ones, like the fiber pastel ones. I did see those in Marshalls. I did see them online too. They are a little bit more on the expensive side, but I'm a firm believer. You do get what you pay for. So if you invest in quality products, then you definitely get quality work. But you know, it is also skill too. You have to know how to use what it is that you purchase, because it's like just because you purchase like a really expensive, you know, paint, really expensive brushes, really expensive, you know, whatever, if there's no skill behind it, then it's gonna look like the work that whatever you spent like five or $1 on. So yeah, it definitely takes skill and knowing like which tools to use and how to use them, you know, because you can have a toolbox full of tools, like good quality tools, but if you don't know how to use it, then you're definitely not going to create the work that you would like to create. um yeah, I guess that's just synonymous with life. Sometimes we can just be filled with a lot of tools, a lot of things, and it's just there, you know, and it's very quality. It's very good. It could be like very lucrative to our lives and make a lot of change, but you know, we just don't utilize it, or we don't know how to utilize what we have, you know. We haven't invested in ourselves to that extent. We can invest financially into ourselves, but if we don't use our skills and abilities to really, you know, hone in on what we've invested our money into, then I mean, was it worth it? You know? And I also have another blending tool. This right here, it has like a soft, like spongy, and this one is like hard. So if I wanted to make like lines and like designs in this, like I could. And for this one's more so, I think if I just needed to like, you know, like dab it in, like if I just wanted to cover up like some of these white spots in here and I don't really want to use this one, I can just go in with this, you know, with a little like downward motion, not too much, just kind of like dabbling it like that, and it'll do it. And then it does make like a little bit of marks on top of it, but it gives it, I guess, like a little bit of like of a textured look to it. So I do like this too. So by the time that I post this video, It should be up on my site and it should be available if you all would like the original, or if you would like a copy, like a print. So yeah, I have that option up there for you if you like, or you can explore my blog. It seems as if this human experience is filled with finding ways to avoid ourselves in a way, to avoid discomfort, to not really go deep within ourselves in a way that will bring the most healing. Because sometimes when we get down to those questions of love and comfort and validation and definitely value, it ties into value, it ties into worth of how you see yourself. And so if we don't see ourselves as valuable, then if we don't see ourselves as valuable just on our own with ourselves, apart from anything else, apart from anyone else, do you really have true value? Because our value and our worth lies within ourselves. And if we don't truly see that and really examine that to see what that really means and what that looks like, we will continue to find external things that will, I will say, to validate and to fill that space of, oh, I'm worthy because I have this. I'm worthy because I have that. I'm worthy because I can do that, or I get to do this. But if you take away all those external things, do you still have value? What is your value? What is your worth? Are you worthy outside of your material possessions? You know, what is your worth there? How much value do you hold without your position at your job? You know, how much value and worth do you hold aside from your partnership, aside from your children, aside from your job? If you take away all those external things and you're left with just you, how do you feel like you would fare in the world? How do you feel like you would fare with yourself? Would you be happy with you? Would you be able to sit with you if you had no one else, nothing else to validate that back to you? Yes, that's very extreme, but it also ties into going back to the need of what we need and finding that need fulfilled within ourselves without the external. Because the external will always let us down, the external will always fall short, the external is empty. And I mean, if you want to take it a step further, the external is not real. It's an illusion. At least that's what some people say, you know? It's what we give, the value to, the worth to, the our time and attention to that actually makes it what it is. If we wouldn't give that certain names, certain attributes, certain, whatever it is, then what exactly is it? So it's always perspective in everything that we do. But what I'm getting at here is intrinsic value, self value, self worth, meeting my own needs first, doing what is best for me in every possible way without relying on external factors. And you say, oh, well, why do we need to do this, right? Why do I need to do self work? Why do I need to go in to really evaluate what I need?
when I can just buy what I need. I could just go to this person and get what I need. Is because that creates dependency, that creates attachment. And if you don't have that thing or that person, then you no longer feel like you're valuable or worthy. Take, for instance, when we get into relationships and we put everything into this person, all time, all effort, all money, you know, and we build an identity around that, and then this person leaves. And what happens? We're left distraught. We're left, oh my gosh, who am I? Oh my gosh, what do I do? Where do I go? Where do I turn? Da, 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 da. We're distraught. We put all our time, attention, value into our job. Your job lets you go. Where do you stand? Where do you stand? Oh my gosh, what do I do? I don't have any title to define me. Who am I? You know, I am that I am. I am whatever I say I am. But if you use external things to define what you are, and that thing is no longer existing, then who are you? And this is the deep inner work that we as a society need to do, but we need to do this individually. Okay, because everybody wants to live, well, not everybody, I would say some people, we speak of this utopia, this place where everybody gets along and we can come together and we can, achieve great things and do this, that, or whatever. And it's just like, well, how exactly can we really do that if we haven't done the internal work on ourselves? What does that look like? A whole bunch of people come together, right, for a cause. And granted, this has been done, right? But what do you have? Clashing views, clashing perspectives. And maybe you will still have that even after people have done the individual work, the self work. However, you'll have more understanding of yourself to see how you operate in the world, how you show up in the world, because you're more grounded in who you are, how I show up for myself, what I need from myself. You know, I don't need anybody else to define me. I don't need nothing else to define me because I define me. And so once you respect and love yourself, then you can respect and love other people despite differences. Because when you do the self work, you see the depth that you have to go to in order to reach certain levels, certain information about yourself, certain information about the world, which allows you to be open to others' struggles, opinions, and doings and quirks because you see your own, right? So we have to be ready to do the deep dive within ourselves first, to meet ourselves in our pain, in our happiness, in our joy that we have caused for ourselves. Not pointing the finger and saying, oh, this person done this to me, this person done that. It's because of this that I'm that. It's because of that. What role did you play? How did you facilitate this? And this ties into giving yourself credit, giving yourself praise, right? Giving yourself love and not waiting for someone else to give that to you. Not I love flowers, right? I love flowers. However, if I waited to be in a relationship for my partner to bring me flowers, I would never have flowers. I would never have flowers, right? Because I'm single. So if I just waited for someone to get me flowers knowing that I love flowers, what kind of sense does that make, right? So I'm just going to wait to get flowers until I'm in a relationship? Absolutely not. I'm going to go get fresh flowers for myself because I love flowers and they bring me joy. And hopefully, when I do find a partner, my partner sees how flowers make me happy and they bring me joy. And so my partner wants to share that joy and happiness with me, all the while me not being dependent on him to give me that happiness and joy through flowers. I know how to give myself joy and happiness by getting my own flowers, right? But he also knows how to share that joy and happiness with me by bringing me flowers, which in turn makes me feel more happy and joyful that I have a partner to share these flowers with, to share the beauty of these flowers with. So, deep inner self work, it works for all people, men, women, you know, white people, black people, Hispanic people, Chinese people. It's across the board. This has nothing to do with any external factors. It's all internal in how we show up for ourselves and what we want for ourselves, our highest good to make us better. And sometimes we do have to go to those depths of ourselves of, hey, like, I'm sad. Why am I sad? Why am I angry? Why am I mad? Oh, I'm mad because of this. And this makes me mad because one time I experienced this with this partner or in my childhood, and it really made me feel you know, horrible. So I no longer do X, Y, and Z. I no longer feel that. I no longer do that. But the thing is, you're still carrying it. So it's kind of like face it. That thing way back when, or whenever it transpired, made me feel this way. Because at the end of the day, I felt like I did not matter. I felt like I was not seen. I had no value. I had no worth. I didn't have whatever it was, and that is a pain point. So then we reframe it in the now of, yes, that hurt me back then. Yes, this happened in my life. Yes, these things still happen and it makes me feel whatever. And you give yourself grace and you say, yes, I do feel this, and I'm allowed to feel angry. I'm allowed to feel sad. Okay, but now I get to do this to soothe that sadness in a positive way. I give myself love by saying, I love myself. I am worthy, right? I go and buy the flowers. I go and buy healthy food. I go to the gym to work out. I now pick healthy partners that reflect things back to me that I love, that is good for me. That's how you heal those past pains. That's only one aspect of healing that. I mean, some pain runs really deep, and yes, it does take years. It take months, years, however long, but you give yourself grace within that time frame of understanding and patience, because if you don't have understanding and patience with yourself, how can you have that for other people, right? If you don't give yourself grace, if you don't give yourself a deeper understanding and understanding your whys and hows and whens and whats, how can you do that for another person? Right? But yet and still, we always desire these relationships. We always desire love. We always desire in these communities to come together and understand each other and da 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 da. When at the end of the day, we look in the mirror and we are disgusted or we avoid, right? So there's a lot of inner work to be done individually in this world, in this timeline, before we can even fathom having this collective society where everybody gets along and everything is just great, right? And that's just the beginning. But the beginning starts with you and the end ends with you, whenever that is, in however way that looks like. So, and it all starts with, what do I need? And how do I fulfill that need for me? So, that is something to pontificate on for the day, maybe the week, maybe the month, maybe the year. I don't know. But the key thing is, meet yourself in those deeper spaces, in those deeper places, in those higher places and spaces, and really hone in and get to know you at all levels. So no one can tell you who you are, what you need, when you need it, how you need to move, okay? Because you came into this world with everything that you needed, everything that you needed to know. It's already inside of you. You just have to do the work in order to bring it out. Okay? So let's stop avoiding that and let's get to work. Until next time, lovelies, have a wonderful day.
So thank you guys for tuning in to my channel, to this video. This is the finished piece and he is amazing. So you guys can go over to my website if you like it, get to know the risque artist, check out some of my other artwork. Like I said, this one will be uploaded to my site soon, and I will have the blog post up there as well. And I have actually decided to name him Moses. Moses, come through. So thanks for tuning in to the Risque Artist. Like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.